and welcome. You're watching live stream. This is the one show where we want to hear from you. We want to hear your voices. We want to know what you are thinking. And today is the day when it has come to light that the Latvian woman who had gone to Kerala for treatment for her depression was raped before she was murdered. The police has confirmed this today. Her body was found. It was hanging upside down. Her head had been severed. This was in a forest last month. 2 suspects have been arrested. The police have now said that they lured her, drugged her, sexually assaulted her, they raped her, and then they killed her. This woman was here in Kerala hoping to find a solace in one of the Ayurvedic centers that Kerala, of course, is famous for. She wanted treatment for her depression. She went to a beach in Kovalam but has never returned. Her sister accompanied her to India and says that she did not say a word before leaving the center. And now these horrific details are coming to light. Remember, last year also, especially towards the end of last year, the focus was on foreign tourists in India and how safe they are. And that is what we are asking this evening as well. What do we do about keeping India incredible? I'll introduce my guest to you in just a bit. And also, let's before we move on, take a look at what the police had to say on this absolute shocker of a case.
We have recorded the arrest of 2 of the main culprits, 2 of the main accused in the case, one Udayan and one Umesh, and we'll be producing them before the court tomorrow. Basically, this case was a difficult case in the sense that we had no idea. It was totally a blind case. We didn't even know that it was actually a murder or not. But when the body was recovered, of course, after that, through various means of scientific investigation and sustained investigation, we actually could find out that it was murder. And today we had changed the offence, the section of the offence, to rape and NDPS Act also, because the basic details of the case that she was lured into this area, given drugs, and then sexually assaulted and murdered when she resisted.
Right, we know on the 21st of April, the police had found this decomposed body of a woman near a mangrove forest. The woman's sister identified her body, and then, of course, the DNA samples confirmed it. There are all these lakhs and lakhs of tourists who come into India every year. We are billing India as an incredible destination, but what is the safety that we are guaranteeing them? Remember that case of Fatehpur Sikri, where a Swiss couple was attacked, they were beaten up, and headlines that it made. That happened just barely 6 months ago in October last year. What has changed? Well, one big destination, which of course can be much bigger, is come to it for all its beauty, is Kashmir, from where Zafar sent us this report.
क्या लगता है आपको इससे कितना असर पड़ता है जो कंट्री की इमेज है, और क्या लगता है आपको? एक तरह से तो हम इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया की बात करते हो, दूसरी तरह से ये
Frankly speaking, I think India's image has gone down over the past few years because of this thing. Especially tourists are now very much scared of coming here. I mean, last year I went to Europe, so they asked me, where are you from? I said, मैं India से हूँ, I'm from India. They said, oh, your country has a lot of rape cases, you guys sexually assault the tourists. I mean, this is not done, right? Who would like to go to India if this happens?
जो हो रहा है, जैसे अटैक करते बसेस पे या बच्चों पे, उसको देख के तो टूरिस्ट डरेगा ही डरेगा ना. हम लोग खुद नहीं अपने मतलब कि किसी रिलेटिव को कहते हैं कि आप आओ, हमें खुद फंक्शन करना है अपने बच्चे का, तो हम डरते हैं कि नहीं यहाँ का पता नहीं क्या हो जाए.
आप बोल रहे हो जैसे लोकल टूरिस्ट होने के बावजूद मतलब फिर भी डर लगता है, तो जो बाहर से आएगा तो उसको और भी ज़्यादा उसको वो होगा.
हाँ तो है, लगता है.
स्ट्रॉन्ग एक्शन लिए जाने. जो हमारे यहाँ के केसेस होते हैं उसको बहुत लटकाया जाता है, सब कुछ किया जाता है. सो ये तो ऑन द स्पॉट होना चाहिए इसके लिए पनिशमेंट, ताकि लोगों को अकल आए, समझ आए, वो डरे इस चीज़ से.
यहाँ से भी तो लोग,
इंडिया हो या बाहर हो, लेडीज
यहाँ से भी लोग बाहर जाते हैं, मतलब बाहर के कंट्रीज़ में जाते हैं, तो उन पे भी तो इसका असर पड़ेगा कि यहाँ के टूरिस्ट बाहर जाते हैं.
बहुत असर पड़ता है इस बात का.
Right, well, let's just go across to Shibani Kashyap. She's a singer, is now joining us for more. Shibani, you know, you've heard this absolute horror of a story coming in from Kerala. The focus has been on foreign tourists, who, of course, we are selling it to as an incredible destination, which it really is. But every such incident just takes away the sheen a little bit more. What would you say to all those watching and wondering, you know, after this kind of an incident, if India is really safe?
Yeah, it's really shameful for the country's image, and this will definitely affect indirectly the economy of the country, because it will affect India's tourism, and also it's not a good. I don't think India should have a good impact and a good reputation. So this is affecting the reputation of the country, which is the prestige rather, and as I said that. What I was trying to say is that firstly, to stop this, there should be severe capital punishment. So anyway, whether it's about tourism or anything, rape in India is happening rampantly because the punishment is not quick, it's not severe. So the rapists are just really freely roaming around. So if the punishment was to be severe and very quick on a fast track basis, I just heard somebody saying that jaldi hona chahiye iska, the judgment should happen very quickly. Then there would be safety. So such beautiful places like Kerala and Goa. We hear of rape cases happening, assaults happening on tourists there. So it's very shameful, and it's not good. It doesn't behove good for our country. And India shining an incredible India. All of that, it'll affect that, right?
Okay, thanks very much. You make a good point. Fast track these cases. Yes. Let people know that the guilty do not get away, and it doesn't take forever for wheels of justice to turn. Well, Albertina Almeida, advocate and human rights activist, joining us from Goa this evening. Goa, of course, another big and one of our most popular destinations with foreign tourists. Before I come to you, Albertina, let's just hear from Dinesh, who's called us all the way from Bengaluru. Hi, Dinesh, you want to make a point?
Certainly. Hello to all the viewers and hello to you. The question that boggles my mind and has been boggling for the past few years is that why are we tolerating it all? We do need to educate our men, right, from the age when they are boys. You need to respect women, like the way you respect your mother, your sister, your relatives. Why can't we respect each and every woman who you see walking down the line? Probably she may be begging, or she may be a CEO of a big multinational company. Change the view, change the perspective. And on the part of law and order, we need to be aware of what's right and what's not right from an early age. We shouldn't have that attitude, kya hoga, chalta hai. We keep tolerating such behavior from our younger ones, and eventually one fine day it becomes a snowball and then takes everything down the line. So probably we need to be aware and respect everybody, and law and everything will always fall into place if we are good human beings to begin with. That's my view. Thanks.
Thanks very much. You make a good point. And there are all those, of course, who are also arguing that why does the woman have to be a mother or a sister? Why does she have to be any relationship at all? She's a woman. She has a right to her dignity. And how can anyone assault her in this fashion? Albertina, you're listening in. Now, Goa has seen its fair share of these concerns as well. With all those, who are wondering how badly this dents India's image, what would you say?
Yes, it does affect. Is not just to look at India's image, but to address the basic problem that crimes against there is of women, children, and marginalized sections of society in India itself, and that becomes the
Okay, sorry,
anybody's human rights at all.
I'm having some trouble with your audio there. We're going to try and see if we can fix that at our end, and I'll come to you in just a bit. But let's just go. You make a very valid point there that it's one thing about India's image taking a beating, but what about our own women? And this is, of course, in the larger context of these increasing assaults that we've seen on our children, on our young women, and what are we doing about it? Why aren't we doing enough to put an end to it? Every day the worst horrors are being reported. But this is Colonel Sharma who's calling us from Gurugram. Thanks for calling in, Colonel. You have to make a point.
I was just saying that throughout India, and especially in big cities, there is a lack of law and order. It has just gone slack. The police fear is just not there. And I find that though Prime Minister and other people are making a lot of points about India progressing in many spheres, but the greatest problem is that the Home Ministry seems to be very, very slack, and the best thing they should do is do some, slacking of people at higher levels should be axed. This is becoming very, very dangerous.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
If you have a good police force,
I see what you're saying, Colonel.
Our women, children can go out at odd hours.
I see what you're saying, Colonel. I mean, I completely agree that people say there seems to be no fear of law and order. The point that was being made earlier as well, fast track these cases. Let justice be delivered soon. Let it not be endless. Shivani, I'm told that you're still with us. Now, on that point that the Colonel makes, fair enough, people perhaps aren't really afraid or they believe that they will get away with it. But more importantly, I personally always feel that it's just not fair enough to just blame a government or various governments for things like this. This is also a mindset issue on how we look at women. Wouldn't you agree, Shivani?
Yeah, but the law and order situation in the country is not in a good shape now, whatever it is. It's not, we can talk about mindset, we can talk about all of that. But I personally feel that when you go to UAE, place like, I know I'm giving an example of another country, but I think it's a good inspiration for all of us. So the crime rate is really low out there because, as you know, if they're scared of shoplifting because their hands will be cut off. They are scared of.
But then again, one would say, it could be argued, Shivani, that is the other extreme of it. Of course, you're right in pointing out that people would think several times, but again, the focus would be how extreme that is, their records when it comes to women's rights and all of that.
When somebody is
I take your point. I take your point that let there be stronger.
Similarly, they should be vigilant when some rape case like this is happening, or there should be police patrolling happening.
I take your point. I take your point. You're saying that let there be sort of stronger repercussions. Let people have fear of what can happen if you are involved in anything like this.